The night y'all kissed,
Ooh, I'm just glad that is out there.
she was like, I did this, but David, I'm sorry. My heart is with you, and it's weighing on me, bro.
Okay. Come on, Joel.
To Little Black Book. We are talking to you guys about Ready to Love. We're dealing with David and obviously dealing also with Jason. We're asking the question, did David choose Kyra to spite Jason due to the kiss? I'm going to answer very, very quickly. I don't think he did that, but I definitely feel that the kiss affected him by his own words. The kiss that Liz had affected their relationship. Is the kiss what sent Liz home for David? No. Is the kiss what sent Liz home for David? No. He was already in that space already. We'll provide some evidence along that line as to why I believe that the kiss didn't seal her fate, and that she was already going to end up in that bottom. It just simply added a gloss to how he felt already, and it was an excuse for him to send her to the bottom, or allow her to be sent to the bottom. So guys, if you are new to the channel, make sure you like, share, subscribe, click on the bell button for notification uploads. And for those of you who are returnees, you got the minerals, you got the minerals. Listen, stay hydrated because the streets are hot. The streets are hot. Let's stay hydrated, baby. Let's get some water in the system. Let's get some water in the system. All right, cool. Let's talk about it. So we see that Liz obviously was at the bottom on this particular episode. You know, she had a really strong connection with Jason and had a very strong connection with David. And unfortunately, you know, she has slipped to the bottom now, since David also probably didn't say anything in regards to Liz. She might not have been at the bottom. Maybe someone else would have been. But at the moment that we saw this episode, she was to the bottom because of a kiss. Not necessarily the kiss itself, but the issue here was David's change of heart seemingly on this episode towards her. Now we heard obviously David saying obviously to the guys, you know what, that, you know what, I may be coming home, you know, with Kyra and not Liz in this particular instance. He had to change his whole answer. If he was to go home now, who would he choose? And he said he would choose Kyra. Right? He said he would choose Kyra and not Liz. And I believe that came from the fact that, you know, the kiss that that Liz and Jason shared sealed the fate of how he felt about Liz. Let's go to a little video. We'll see what we're saying, right? I want to go a little bit earlier on. Okay, so here we're going to play this particular clip where he's talking to his friends about Liz.
So I just believe that this is my time, and I'm ready to find my life partner.
Something that just recently happened with Liz. She went on a date.
Now, before it goes further, and it says what he says, I want you to pay attention now to the clip, because, you know, Liz was doing quite well on this date. She was explaining, sharing her thoughts and her processes. You know, she was answering quite well. And then we get this little cut scene where David begins to speak about his issues with the kiss that happened with Jason. Even though she came to him and admitted that the kiss happened, but she said her heart is with him, and yet still he feels a type of way. Now, let's just go a little bit further.
With Jason, she called me the very same night. She didn't want me to hear from anywhere else that she had kissed Jason. She says at the end of it, my heart is still with you. You are.
Now, it's clear that obviously, you know, Liz is actually with David. She wants David throughout. Like, as much as Jason has, you know, been thrilling and amazing and enthralling, her heart is actually with David. That's why she told him. That's why she rang him up and said, I don't want to hear from anybody else. You know, Jason kissed me, and yes, but my heart is still with you. Okay? She quite frankly let him know, you are the only one I really want. Now, this is also in alignment with the fact that episode 5, I guess as well, he actually claimed, okay, he claimed old girl, he claimed Liz. Remember, if you remember correctly, at the ball, where he spoke about, you know, when she came into the room and she was looking all glossy and looking badder than bad, and he claimed it and said, you know, I want everyone to know that you are number one. That's what he said. He wants everybody to know that she is number one. Let me just play a little bit of the clip and you'll see what I mean.
Whatever you thought, felt, or whatever you thought you knew, you didn't know nothing. Seriously. Don't kill him too.
I don't want to go too quickly. Now, remember this clip very well? We're going to play the next few seconds in a second. But remember this part of the ball. She's coming. She's looking banging. Yeah? Everybody's head is turned. Okay? Now, he meets her earlier on in the door and intercepts her. And then wants to walk in with her. Okay? Because she's looking spicy today. And probably that was their plan as well. Probably their plan was when you come in, you meet me, and we'll walk in, right? Now, listen up again.
Too much though.
I'll try.
People already think we together, and I want them to think that.
You what?
I want people to know. Yeah. So come on in, Liz.
Now, that's the problem here. Making that grand statement is going to lead to when Liz says on their day that she feels like he played her. She's going to feel that way because when you make a grand statement like, oh, everyone's going to think we're together, and I want them to know that we're together. Yeah. Right? You've already started to seal the fate of that woman by claiming that you want her. Right? Now, obviously, I think what's happened here with Liz and David is that she's also noticed inconsistencies in his behavior. Right? She's noticed some inconsistencies in his particular behavior. Okay. Let me get it on. I'll get it on the screen for you in a second. I want to finish off the last clip that we just had of David.
My number one. But of course, I'm feeling some type of way. I don't know, Liz. I mean, I really do want to make sure I'm taking time and not jump into anything. And y'all know the reasons as to why, right?
Now, he says he doesn't want to jump into things. He doesn't want to go into things too quickly. And that's all to do with the fact that, yes, probably had 2 divorces previously. It's been, it's been very hard and tolling on him emotionally. And so, yes, he doesn't want to jump into his relationship. So I want to give him the benefit of the doubt. The reason why he's being so slow and being more careful and methodical about the way he's going to things is that he's had previous marriages that have not worked. That's fine. We can work with that, right? We can go along with that. We can understand that. And I'll give him the benefit of the doubt in that respect, you know what I'm saying? But I think where the kiss from Jason to her really impacted or really came in is at a crucial time. It came at a time where she feels like he is not consistent. He's not consistent, right? And that tells me that the kiss didn't seal the fate. The kiss didn't necessarily send her home or, kill it for him, but it was a final buck straw because he was already acting that way beforehand, right? Let's play a little bit of the clip. We'll see.
It's not really what I wanted.
Yeah.
But I want that.
That makes sense.
Bet.
Oh, I've gone too far. I went too far. Apologies, I went too far. I'll come back on myself. The issue around their relationship is that he's already veering away from Liz. The kiss just kind of adds that little bit of extra that says, oh yeah, I definitely don't want it. But he was already inconsistent before then. But you've already stated that this is the girl that you want to be with. So when I see the whole thing with Kyra at the end, I can't say that it's specifically, oh, that's David trying to get at Jason. I don't think that's necessarily it. I would hope that he's not that petty, and I don't think he is that petty to do that. I just don't think it's enough to get him to maneuver that way. I think that comment in there about, I think what was probably a bit more petty was the comment he made, which is that, Liz told me that, we kissed, that you kissed, but then she told me her heart's with me. He didn't have to add that, but he wanted to add that to let Jason know who he is. You know what I'm saying? He added that part in to let Jason know, listen, I still got my hand in that pie. I still got my hand in that pie. I still got my hand in that pot. Don't worry about that. That's the only part I thought was petty, because I thought to myself, you didn't have to mention the fact that she said that. That's for you and you alone. But you mentioned that for Jason's purposes on the particular boy section, because you could have said, obviously, she told me about the kiss, and she said, yeah, she's cool, and it's nothing big, right? But you added that little extra piece because you wanted him to know who you were, right? It's gamesmanship, and I understand. I'm not actually knocking it. It's gamesmanship. It's just the way the cookie crumbles, okay? But we're talking about the inconsistencies. Let's play a little bit more.
I do pick up that he is taking his time.
Yeah. Are you okay with that?
No, she's not. Let me tell you something. She's not. And I don't want to go too deep because I want to do a separate video for this thing. She's not okay. I'll tell you why she's not okay. She's not okay because that hand grab that she just did there was to soften the blow of what she was saying about, and if you didn't notice, her tone actually changed. She said, "Oh, I am comfortable with him taking it slow." But then she said, I'll be honest, that slow there told you everything you need to know, that she's not okay. The hand grab was to soften the blow that she was going to say. Okay, it was to almost yeah, it was a cushion what she was about to say, right? Because she didn't want to make it appear she want to make it appear that she's impatient, but she's seeing signs of his behavior that are not conducive for her in terms of going forward in a relationship. It's not. She's not feeling it at all, and actually she calls him out. Yeah, I'll do a separate video for it in a sec. But she calls him out. Let's play a little bit more.
It comes a point in time where a man needs to make a decision. Well, guys, this has been amazing. Pleasure to meet y'all.
Nice to meet you, beautiful.
Nice to meet you.
Now, what you heard there was that it comes a time when a man needs to make a decision. What is that about? That's about David not locking it in. He already done told us, oh, it's me and Liz. Like, I want them to know. And yet the very woman that you're trying to say that you've got locked down doesn't know where she stands with you. That speaks volumes. So the kiss that I had with Jason was more of a case of, it's a bit more like how us men are egotistical and territorial. You know, you thought you had Liz all to yourself, and then you realize somebody else was able to steal her underneath your nose. It's a bit of a rub against your ego, right? And your egos are slightly bruised. Let's keep it 100% real. As men, ego was slightly bruised. You felt like you had the territory covered. Somebody snuck in like a thief in the night and managed to take the girl that you had under control and lock. And suddenly she's not under control and lock. And that frustrated you a little bit. And then you made your comment about, but her heart is still with me. And yet didn't defend her later on. So she admits to you that there was a kiss and then says, my heart's with you. And you still don't say anything to defend her. And then she goes into the bottom two. I think that's where it's petty. I think that's where, maybe not even petty, gamesmanship came in. Your ego got bruised, it got hurt, you felt some type of way, and then you didn't defend her because you were hurt. Even though you said that's the girl that you wanted to be with. Do you see what's happened here? Right? It's gamesmanship, right? But it's also as well a way of letting her go. You thought you were letting her go, bro. You were letting her go. I think the problem with Liz is that she's a bit too Christian for a lot of the guys. She's a little bit too Christian for a lot of the guys. I think that's the issue there. I want to play a little bit more.
Okay.
His indecisiveness right now, you know if you want me or if you don't at this point in the process. Don't.
And that's the issue there. She's complaining about him being consistent, whether he wants her or not. And I think that also led to Liz's kiss situation, which actually was Jason kissing her. She didn't kiss Jason. Jason kissed her twice. Now, obviously, she has to be receptive, so I'm not going to beef that. She had to be receptive on both occasions. But this wasn't her trying to sniff it out. But either way, it doesn't make a difference because the moment information gets back to him, that is how it's going to seem, and that's how it will seem. It doesn't matter whether you kissed him or kissed you. You allowed the kiss, so you wanted to kiss. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not saying you didn't want the kiss. You might have initiated it, but you didn't deny the kiss either. So with Liz right now, she's saying, I'm not sure where this boy stands. And it's frustrating. And then allowed the kiss to happen. Then told, obviously, him about the kiss. Maybe there's some gamesmanship from her too, telling him about the kiss. As much as I admit there's a lot of honesty in her doing that so he didn't hear from someone else and it's not embarrassing to him. There might have been some gamesmanship there too, which is to make this boy think quickly. Listen, you're not the only one that's on my tail. There were other men on my tail. Now, you may think, oh, Lisa's got such a innocent, naive kind of energy, but I don't trust nobody. I'm putting it out there, it could have been an option that she told David to get him back into shape. And I don't think that actually worked. I don't think that actually worked at all. So yeah, you have to understand that men's ego can be bruised, and when it is, they can move absolutely mad. And I don't think David chose Kyra for the purposes of trying to get at Liz. I think that was always in the works. What I do believe is that the reason why he was not consistent. You see, this is the key thing. The reason why some people are not consistent is because there's somebody else who's got their attention, or something else has their attention at the moment. That's why they can't put their full focus into you. Something else. Let's stay hydrated. Something else has got their attention. That's why Liz is not getting a full him. That's why he makes a comment about how many connections has Kyra got, right? He mentioned, how many connections has Kyra got? Like how much time does she have on her hands? And that in itself told me that's the reason why you're inconsistent with Liz. Liz, although was your number one, has not been your number one because you've always had your sights set on other things. and that's coming through in your inconsistency. If somebody's inconsistent with you, ladies and gentlemen, guess what? Their eyes are set upon something else. And I'm going to leave it there. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, click on the bell button for notification of the what uploads. Stay hydrated, and make sure you comment down below as well. All right, appreciate you guys. Let us know your thoughts. Appreciate y'all. Goodbye.